So, welcome everyone. I'm Ben Williams. This is a little video podcast, if you like, for the Merchant of Magic and for blog.magicshop.co.uk. And today we have a nice little interview with a nice little man called Tom Elderfield, who has.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
Oh, here he is.
I'm good, thanks. Yourself?
I'm good. So this is Tom. Tom, say hello.
Hello.
Tell us a bit about yourself as well. Where'd you come from? Give us some background.
Awesome. All right. So hi, my name's Tom. I'm from just outside of London in England. I'm 18. I've been doing magic for 5 years, and that's pretty much all you really need to know.
It's like a game show.
So a game show, like questions, answers. Let's do this thing.
Yeah. So basically, you're a pretty creative young chap, aren't you? You've got like a pretty active Instagram account.
Instagram is I'm a huge fan of Instagram. I love the fact that you just get 15 seconds right to perform a trick. So yeah, I'm a huge fan of just because I like visual quick magic. Do you know what I mean? Something it doesn't take long for your audience to understand what's going on, and it's very like quick visual. It gets to the point, right? And so Instagram is just the best way to do that. So I like making some wacky gimmicks literally just for 15 seconds and to put that on Instagram. I love Instagram.
Just saying that, I saw the one that you posted the other night of a color changing deck that was spread on a table, and you were like, I stayed up far too late to film this.
Honestly, that was actually ridiculous. Like I've had the idea for so long. I'm sure you get this as well. You have like this idea in your head, you know, like, one day I'll build this. And then one evening I had free. I was there like, it was like 6 o'clock. So I was there like, brilliant, let's do it. I started building it, and the first gimmick went completely wrong. Like everything didn't work. So I was there like, but this will work. And so I just threw that. I threw just like 2 decks away, and I got a whole new load of decks in, tried it again. And it turned out I was like, starting to get a headache. And then I looked up, and it was already like 11 o'clock. I was like, oh no. And then my family said they were about to go to sleep. And I was like, wait, Mum, come and film this for me, please. And so she quickly filmed it for me. And I was happy with how it turned out. But it's one of those things that you spend so long just for 15 seconds. And I love the fact that magicians may understand, but I've got people that, of course, don't do magic. And so they will see that 15 seconds and go, oh, that's cool. But not realize I've just spent hours on it just for that.
Not just hours. It's the months and the weeks and the years of thought that's gone into it.
Exactly. In fact, one of my tricks, the thing itself, I don't want to say which one it is, but basically because it may give it away. But it basically took 3 days to make. It cost me too much money, and then just for that 15 seconds, and it ended up just not looking as great as I had hoped on camera. But that's what we do, man. We will do that and then hopefully get better.
So what is, for anyone that wants to know, what is your Instagram account? How do we find you?
It is at, of course, Tom Elderfield. Here it is. There it is. The little, I don't know if that's focusing. And then you get to see me with a bit of gum. And then I just I try and upload like at least like once or twice a week. And so, yeah, and then just my name. And then, yeah, give us a follow. You'll enjoy it, I hope. And if you don't comment it. Just give it to yourself. Because I've spent hours on it and it may be bad.
So, okay. There's obviously there's a reason why we're chatting today. You have just brought out, honestly, what I consider to be the best moving whole plot for a card trick invented or released that I know of at all. And I've worked here at the Merchant of Magic for like 10 years now. So.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, it's one of those things that I get. It's another one of those things. I had the idea, and I mean like literally years ago now, and it was really weird actually how it came about. Because you know, I was messing with my friend Oliver Smith, and he's a great creator as well. He's very underground, so I recommend checking him out as well. But he had this great moving ink effect that he put on The Wire. Do you remember that site when it was popular?
Yeah.
Oh, it's still there. But and we're playing around with these certain types of gimmicks, And then in my head, it's like blueprints. You know, like in those shows where you see like a 3D image. I sort of had that going on in my head. And then I just tried it one night, and it wasn't one of those things which failed a lot. I tried it, and it actually worked. And I was like, this looks pretty cool. And I straight away Skyped Ollie. He liked it, and we made like a few extra improvements, like to the gimmick to make it just more make it harder to work out for people when you're watching. It just makes it more impossible, basically. And it finally ended up being space time. Although
exactly, we haven't even said that yet. This is, by the way, this is Space Time by Tom Elderfield.
Space Time is a moving hole effect, and I've been playing around with it for years. I first started to properly show other people other than Ollie at the session back in 2014. I was hanging around with a few of my friends, and I was showing them, and then it got to the stage that I was like, actually, I'm gonna keep that a bit more secret. I'm gonna kind of keep it to myself a bit. So I put it back away. And then it wasn't till like about June last year that I started talking to Jason again from Murphy's, and I was there like, have I shown you this yet? Because this is one of those things I've not shown too many people. And he's there like, oh, that's awesome. You know, classic American response. Love that guy. And he kindly put a lot of work into it with the whole of the Murphy's team. Big thanks to Chris Obley, who kindly presented it for me because I've just been too busy recently. And I'm really happy with the way it's turned out. It looks awesome, just awesome. I'm really happy with it.
You know, like I say, I love this plot. I love the idea. I love a lot of the, you know, other similar things like Sharpie through card and all these sorts of penetration type gimmicks. But I've always said that Hollow by Manny Lindenfeld is the be-all and end-all of moving hole effects, but that is now honestly been wiped out the water with Space Time. Just the practicality of it alone is awesome. There's nothing to really go wrong with it, and even if it did, it's not too hard to make another one should you want to. So
yeah, I absolutely love. In fact, those of you who know the trick Hollow, you'll be able to see there is like, you can see the same effect itself has tried to be achieved, and there was a lot of inspiration from there, and I absolutely love that effect, and I recommend checking that one out. But it's completely different workings, and the one thing for me is that this is very easy for me to do. Like those people that know me, I'm not very sleight of hand heavy. Like I can't do, especially the cardistry guys these days. They do some amazing stuff with their hands. I'm like, I can't really do that. I'm just better at spending hours building it and then making it easier for when it actually comes to performing. So that was one thing, that was why I just love performing it, because it was so easy for me to do. Easier than a double lift, I like to say. It's that easy, and then of course it resets as well, and you can show both sides.
Well, that's it really is. There's so many boxes that it ticks.
It accomplished quite a lot, because I looked into so many other moving holes, and there are some great ones out there. Like there's a lot of people that like don't like the moving hole. I understand, because sometimes you have to carry around a hole punch. I understand where you're coming from, but the fact is, it is just such an impossible effect, like to move like a hole. Like it's not like writing where you can maybe smudge it or like rub it out, or it's like a physical thing that is impossible to move. That's why I personally love the plot myself, and there's some great ones out there. I mean, but I was really happy with the way this one turned out, and it accomplished what I wanted it to. So that's awesome.
You've absolutely nailed it. So yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, Space Time is on pre-order right now. It's due to be released. I believe we should be getting it by the 25th of January. I think.
I believe that's about right. Yeah, and
so
it should be good. And it comes with, of course, the gimmick fully made as well as a load of online teaching, which from Chris Obley, which is good. And what was really nice actually, as soon as the trailer went out, Gregory Wilson, who's very closely connected with Murphy's, kindly called me, and he said how he loved it, and he had a fantastic presentation which didn't involve having to carry a hole punch with you, and so he very kindly is actually going to contribute to that later on. Like when he next goes out to film some at the table lectures, he's going to add that completely free of charge. He's just going to give you some ideas, and it turned out to be actually now one of my favorite routines with it, because that's another problem sometimes with moving holes. It's like the routines. But I've got my personal favorite way, but Craig just added a great routine, which should be going up on the download section soonish, as it were, which is great.
That's awesome. That's really, really cool. It's you know, credit to have a credit like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I just want to say congratulations for Space Time as well. It's exactly what you want from a moving hole effect.
Brilliant. Oh, thank you.
I just just find you rather annoying, if I'm honest.
So, tell you what, I've actually got it here. Should I? Do you want to see it?
Yes, of course.
Right, it's going to be a bit hard on camera. It's quite an awkward angle, but hopefully Ben will tell me as long as you guys can see what's going on. So I've got the King of Spades here, and I've got a hole punch, of course, because it's a moving hole effect. You know, I love how we do these transpositions. You know, Ambitious card routine. It's like a transposition of the card coming up to the top right, and then Magicians made it get bigger and bigger. They would transport cars. They would transport themselves. So this is actually technically taking it the completely opposite way. Like, it's making it smaller to the point that you're literally able to transport absolutely nothing. And when you say you could transport nothing, people go, what? This is what I like to do. You take the card and you take the punch and you actually you punch a hole into the card. Can you see that?
Yep, we can see that now.
Lovely. And so a hole is technically nothing, right? So I'll tell you what, we're going to try and transport the hole. Ready? Go back down to the bottom, and now just make that vanish entirely. And then in a routine, it will end up in a card, a signed card within their hands. In fact, you can see it in the trailer as well. Were you able to catch it on camera? Did you?
I'll be honest, you actually froze up a little bit. So I was going to actually say, can you do it again?
Yeah, should I do it again?
Do it again. Do it again.
Do it again. All right. Okay, I need to get another card, or is it just a gimmick? Okay, let me get this. Okay, so, okay, can you see that? Yeah. Jumps across to there. Jumps down. Completely vanishes. Like that. So it's and then of course it instantly resets to go again. So that is Space Time, the gimmick, and it should last time.
No, that's awesome, mate. That's really, really great. Thank you. Brilliant. So yeah, thank you for giving us some time, and
my pleasure.
Can't wait to get this out there, basically, so that everyone can see just how annoyingly creative you are. So.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you, man.
All right, I'm sure we're going to hear a lot more from you in the future. So
there's some stuff lined up. Don't you worry. A lot more stuff coming out, which is I look forward to.
Good. All right, mate. Well, it's been a pleasure chatting to you. This has been an interview with Tom Elderfield for the Merchant of Magic. If you want to go and check us out, you can check us out at magicshop.co.uk, or you can go to blog.magicshop.co.uk for loads of free advice and videos, interviews such as this and others. So say goodbye, Tom.
Adios, amigos.
All right.
Goodbye.
All right, I'm Ben Williams. This has been for the Merchant of Magic. Take care.